This next song is from a show that we fell in love with in New York City.
Oh my God, it was a production with Bernadette Peters and Elaine Stritch in the same show. I had to see it twice.
It was really good. We won't be playing those roles tonight, unfortunately.
He's a bit rich. I should never have gone to the theater. Then I'd never have come to the country. If I'd never have come to the country, matters might have stayed as they were.
Sir, if she'd only been faded, if she'd only been fat, if she'd only been jaded and bursting with chat, if she'd only been perfectly awful, it would have been wonderful. If she'd been on a Twitter or elusively cold, if she'd only been bitter or better looked passively old, if she'd been covered with glitter or even been covered with mold, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection to my deepest dismay. Well, not quite perfection, I'm sorry to say. If the woman were perfection, she would go away, and that would be wonderful. Sir, if she'd only looked flustered or admitted the worst, if she only had blustered or simpered or cursed, if she weren't so awfully perfect, it would have been wonderful. If she tried to be clever, if she'd started to flinch, if she cried, or whatever a woman would do in a pinch, if I'd been certain she never again could be trusted an inch, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection, not an action denied. That kind of perfection I cannot abide. If the woman were perfection, she'd have simply lied, which would have been wonderful. If she'd only been vicious, if she'd acted abused, or a bit too delicious, or been even slightly confused, if she'd only been sulky, or bristly, or bulky, or bruised, it would have been wonderful. If she'd only been willful, if she only had fled, or a little less skillful, insulted, insisting, in bed, if she'd only been fearful, or married, or tearful, or dead, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection, and the prospects so grim, that lovely perfection that nothing can dim. Yes, the woman was perfection, so I'm here with him. Sir, it would have been wonderful.